Even got your new one.
Hey.
Are you running the broadcast?
Yes.
Okay. My name's Cole.
My name's Lonnie. Yeah, I'm a little newer. I know what to do.
As long as you can do that stuff and I can worry about my stuff, we'll be fine. And I might be able to help with some of that stuff. It just depends on what
Also,
it is.
the guys do.
So you're all like the SID helpers, broadcast helpers, or
Yeah, kind of.
everything?
Whatever. Yeah, everything involved with sports. It's like, hey, sign up. And then we sign up. We do it. It's around.
But Sam showed me, so I can do it.
I think I can get it. I might just do it.
Yeah, but what if you need my help and I'm like, what?
Nah, you're not. You think this
Should we
won't
switch?
pass? No.
You really want it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's that bad, we might switch after the show.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like inning 4 or 5. How many? 10? Yeah, at least 5. Unless we get unless we talk or whatever.
You want to switch before? Just let me know.
Dude, it's gonna be so hard for us to get the action.
Oh yeah.
I mean, y'all can put on the headset and help me if you want.
I'm not
She
good.
might.
I don't know that. I'm trying to remember how baseball works. 'Cause it's been a while.
It's been a while for everyone.
Yeah.
Baseball season's been over.
Wait, what is it on my feet? Imagine, right? Yeah, too much. It's so bad. It's like, because if you put a commentator, I'm like, no one needs to hear me yapping about some random sport like I know about, but not enough about it. For that, people only need to hear me for a minute, and that's about it. A minute tops.
That's something to you halfway through that conversation.
But look. Hey.
How long have y'all been doing this?
So it's his first year. This is my second year.
Okay.
Let's do to say I don't like that.
What?
Because normally you do sideline recording, but right now, just with the busy weekend, we're just gonna like.
I started off doing this, and then I started doing pictures.
Okay.
Now I'm okay with it.
Who normally calls the games?
With baseball it changed a little bit. We didn't have somebody as consistent. Sometimes it'd be Houston, but I don't we have people graduate and things change, so I look at in that box and me and Mr. Miller were just chatting right. I'm so serious.
Doing the games I hardly talk about, I think about it.
Hey, you can say anything.
Good, yeah.
People talk back. People talk to me. Just,
Likes you or worse you?
you know, I'm gonna hit you. But I wanna wait till after the show. Shannon might kill me if I kill you first. I can't before that. I'll come direct your city or whatever.
This makes me want to go get my monitor. That way I can see it right here. So all the way there.
Once I start talking, I'm good to go.
And then it's not on there yet. When you're ready to put it up there, oh, you got it also up there on this one. And then you hit overlay for it to actually pop up. I didn't know that until earlier today.
Josh.
Pretty comfortable with the eyes and stuff? You're pretty comfortable with the eyes and stuff?
If there's something I'm supposed to do, instead of pitch park to get it off actual real time, Noah, you're not here to walk the talk. Isn't there something I'm supposed to do to get it on actual pitch park? Did you know the instructions?
I didn't do that on purpose. I just did this is out there.
Guys, start on the ball.
texting is one thing, and then like in person, it's just like a wholly different person.
That's how it is.
I just became best friends with the personal site and those type stuff. And he had DVDs. Hello. Yep.
I have some terrible advice. I have some terrible advice for society. Only date people in their sport, but like band, being art.
Dude, what kind of brings up with us?
Sport.
Just
Sports are cool.
telling me to dance on it is crazy.
You don't want any of the video kids.
I just say
Flow Sports has changed the game. We created the essential destination NCAA fans deserve. Together, Flow College and NCAA conferences, institutions, and teams have taken all collegiate sports to the next level.
Oh my goodness! Back to Jones. She lets it fly from deep, and she buries it. Oh, and a wraparound. He's got some speed down the sideline. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
The new collegiate record belongs to Parker Valby.
In front, Stockfish, offload shot, score!
Smith making three. That is crushed.
It's a touchdown!
We're live from Cat Isbell Field here in Seguin, Texas. Cole Pavelio alongside you today as it's the TLU Bulldogs getting ready to take on the Howard Payne Yellow Jackets to start the D3 college baseball season. Just about to get underway here from Seguin. 79 degrees at first pitch, wind blowing from the southwest at about 6 miles an hour. First pitch from Isaiah Ramirez. A ball outside to the leadoff batter for the Yellow Jackets. Peavy, the first baseman today for TLU. Second pitch from Ramirez, called strike at the knees. Moves the count to 1-1. Leadoff man, Nader Ghulam Hussein from Floresville in the 1-1 count. Fouls it straight back. Moves the count to 1-2. Ghulam Hussein from Floresville, the sophomore, an infielder and pitcher for the Yellow Jackets. Batted .242 last season in a 1-2 count. Ramirez looking for the first strikeout of the season. And just misses it by a hair. Moves it to 2-2 against Ghulam Hussein. The leadoff man for Howard Payne. In the 2-2 count. Delivery from Ramirez forces Ghulam Hussein to turn around and miss the pitch inside. Ramirez in the full count delivers to Ghulam Hussein. 3-2, swung on and a miss. Strikeout number 1 for Ramirez. Retires Ghulam Hussein. And 7 pitches brings it up. Number 19, Caden Hall, make that Brandon Taylor from Smithson Valley. Ramirez working quickly. Delivers a strike on the outer edge against Brandon Taylor. From just up the road in Spring Branch, Texas. The 0-1 from Ramirez. Pulled back inside by Cravens, but remains a ball. 1-1 now is the count. One. Ramirez sets up the face, brings it to the belt, and fires. Swung on and a miss by Brandon Taylor. The 1-2. Ramirez quickly fires. Swung on and just fouled back, and it's Joshua Lilly, the junior, up to bat. Misread the jersey number on the back. Ramirez, the 1-2. Fouled straight back again by Lilly as he's battling here against Ramirez. Lilly, no stats to show for last season. Ramirez looking for his second punch out of the day. He'll have to weigh as that one's just outside. Moves the count to 2-2. 2-2 delivery from Ramirez. Slider snaps outside, makes it a full count. Here to Lilly. Full count. Payoff pitch from Ramirez. Flied right side, but shoots well foul. Everyone just gives it a long look and watches it drop out of play. As a Howard Payne player from the dugout goes to retrieve the ball. Ramirez gets back on the mound. 3-2 delivery. And it's yanked outside. A walk for Lilly. First base runner given up by Ramirez. As it's now Houston Cornish, the junior outfielder, up to bat for the Yellow Jackets. Cornish, no numbers to his name last season. Corner infield drawn in, and Cornish watches the ball below the knees. This Howard Payne team last year going 9-31 in the American Southwest Conference, where they went 1-15, finished 5th overall, just ahead of UT Dallas, who was ineligible for any conference record in their first year after moving up. 1-0 delivery from Ramirez. Rolled over right side, foul. Peavy gave it a look. Moves it to 1-1. Ramirez checks on Cornish. And checks on Lilly at first. Lilly dancing around at first. Ramirez not paying any attention to him. Yanks the ball inside. Moves it to 2-1. Cornish just managed to get out of the way. Makes it a 2-1 count. Ramirez. Pick-off attempt of Cornish, and Cornish just back in there safely. Make that Lilly. Cornish at the box right now. Two-1. Cornish ahead in the count. Ramirez, another check on Lilly, diving back in there safely. Landon Prestage on deck for the Yellow Jackets. The 2-1. Ramirez. Another check of Lilly, who dives back in there safely once more, getting the jersey dirty early on here in 2026. The Yellow Jackets picked to finish 4th the American Southwest Conference here in 2026. Line drive right side, drops foul. Moves the count and evens it up at 2-2 for Cornish. Ramirez will be looking for a double play here to end the Yellow Jackets' first turn at bat and set up the Bulldogs for opportunity in the bottom of the first. Ball upstairs makes it a full count. Ramirez gave up a walk last time in the full count. Left side of the infield drawn back. Peavy holding Lilly at first. Ramirez sets and delivers. Runners taken off and line drive straight to Peavy, who snags it and steps on first for the double play. 3 up and 3 down. Not in a sequential order, but that retires the Yellow Jackets here in the first and sets up the Bulldogs to take their turn at bat in the bottom of the first inning right here from Flow Sports. Bulldogs turn to bat here in the bottom of the first inning. As leading off for the Bulldogs is Chase Bourgeois, the infielder, coming in at 5'9", 175. The senior in his last season facing Caden Beck on the mound for the Yellow Jackets. Fouls off the first pitch. Bourgeois, last season, .325 average. The 0-1 delivery from Beck. Roller around home plate, but stays foul as the catcher swipes it foul. Lovely night here in early February for baseball. Kicking off the 2026 season here in Seguin, Texas. The Bulldogs look to have a good season in the SCAC. The 0-2 in the dirt from Beck. Last year, the Bulldogs going 17-13 in the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference. 1-2 just outside from Beck. 2-2. Beck. Tall stance. Goes through his motion and fires. Swung on through by Bourgeois. He goes down swinging for out number 1. Caleb Alfaro now up to bat for the Bulldogs. Watches the first one from Beck just below the knees. The junior coming in at 6 foot, 195 from San Antonio, Texas. Attended St. Anthony's Catholic School. The 1-0. Just misses the zone, says the home plate umpire. The 2-0 from Beck. Watching all the way is Alfaro. The 3-0 just catches the zone for Caden Beck, the pitcher for the Yellow Jackets today. Alfaro in a crouch stance awaits. Chops it to the right side, fielded by the second baseman on a few hops, and fires to first in time for the second out. Retires Alfaro. For out number 2. On a 4-3 put out. Brings Tyler Helpenstill up to bat, the utility man. Hits it back up the middle, gets by the middle infielders, diving attempt, and actually fielded it on the dive. But deep enough in the hole for Helpenstill to get on first base with the first hit of 2026. Tyler Helpenstill on first, batted .279 last year. Now Adam Peavy, the first baseman, in the cleanup spot. Helpenstill on first. Moderate lead off of first base. Hard grounder eats up the second baseman off the bat of Peavy. Helpenstill will go to third base. Strong throw from the right fielder, not in time. Runners advance 90 feet. Now on second and third after the single by Peavy. Helpenstill now on third after the back-to-back singles. Brings up Braden Sprinzel, the utility senior. At .333 last year. From Robstown, attended Cal Allen. 2 in scoring position for the Bulldogs early on. Watches strike 1, just at the knees. Peavy, about 15 feet off of second base. Beck checks on Helpenstill on third. Leg kicks and fires. Just outside. Catcher thought he brought it back in for a strike. Keeps it at 1-1. Sprinzel last year. 39 RBIs to his name. Perfect opportunity right here for a few. Ball inside. Forces Sprinzel off the dish just a bit. Moves the count to 2-1. 2 outs. Says on the board. It's correct after a strikeout and a ground out early on for the Bulldogs. By Bourgeois and Alfaro. The 2-1. Dips down below the knees of Sprinzel. Makes it a 3-1 count. If he draws a walk right here, we'll load the bags for the Bulldogs. Bring up the 6th hitter in the lineup. TLU in the home whites. 3-1. Hardliner gets by the first baseman on a hop. Helping still will score. PV rounds third and scores standing up. 2 RBI double for Caden Sprinzel. Puts the Bulldogs ahead early on here in the home first. Scored Helping still from third. And scored PV from second. Makes it a 2-0 game here in the bottom of the first inning. After 3 singles in a row. Sprinzel now on second. Delivery from Beck is upstairs. As it's now Matthew Elizondo, the senior, in the box in a 1-0 count. Elizondo from Eagle Pass, attended Eagle Pass High School. Fouls off the 1-0 pitch. Keeps it at 1-1. Elizondo with the stirrups, the high socks, with the black stirrups showing. White cleats, hands held high, waving the bat around. Delivery from Beck goes outside, moves the count to 2-1 here against Elizondo with Small on deck. The Bulldogs here at Cat Isbell Field looking for a win after the softball team won against Mary Hardin Baylor. And a dominant performance just across the way. Two-two here for Elizondo. Beck checks on Peavy. Delivery of the 2-2 is outside and good stop by the backstop for TLU. Keeps it in front of him. The backstop. Number 14, Colby Chapman, the sophomore. A full count here for Elizondo, and he draws the walk. Puts another runner on first for the Bulldogs. As it's now Caleb Small up to bat. Caleb Small. Last year, batted .284. For the Bulldogs. 2 stolen bases to his name on the 2025 campaign. Line drive right side, just foul over the head of the first baseman. Likely would have scored at least one more for the Bulldogs had it stayed fair. But just shot over the head of Landon Prestage, the first baseman. Small will dig back in. Small, not too small, coming in at 6 foot, 200 pounds from Round Rock, Texas. The 0-1 hit back up the middle, will drop down left center field. Sprinzel rounds third and will score standing up. Runners at second and third after the RBI single by Caleb Small, and it makes it 3-0 for TLU. Here in the home of the first inning, home half of the first. Elizondo at third now. Sprinzel scored. And Small on second. After It's been a hit parade here early for TLU. It's now Cole Cravens up to bat. The backstop today, batting in the 8th spot. Cravens listed as 6'1", 195, attended Round Rock High School. The junior, last season batting .259. Taps his bat on the dish. Now digs in. Elizondo on third. Swung on through by Cravens. Makes it a 1-2 count. Here in the home half of the first inning. Already 4 hits. Here in the bottom of the first for the Bulldogs. Might be another one here. Well struck fly ball deep center field, but camping under it is the center fielder, McKenzie. He will field it for the third and final out. 3 runs on 4 hits. 2 left on. Bulldogs lead it 3-0 right here from Seguin.
Ready?
TLU men's basketball team. And you're watching Old Dog with New Tricks.
Back out to Seguin. Cat Isbell Field. Cole Pavelio alongside you today as we're just about set to get the second inning underway after the Yellow Jackets could not record a hit. Reach via a walk by Josh Lillian. That one's hit back up the middle. Diving attempt by Elizondo. Gets by him and a single for Prestage, leading it off here in the second inning. Landon Prestage on first. As Colby Chapman digs in now. Open stance. Fouls the first one from Ramirez off. Chapman, the sophomore. And an 0-1 count as Ramirez has a strikeout to his name already in 2026. That one forces Chapman to bend out of the way, high and tight. 1-1 now is the count. Chapman bounce around in the box. The 1-1 check first by Ramirez on Prestage. And they're standing up. 338 to right field and left field. 405 to dead center here in Cat Isbell Field. The 1-1 delivery from Ramirez, chopped foul to the third base dugout, TLU side. They're situated on the third base dugout and Howard Payne on the first base dugout. Chapman, 1-2 hole. Ramirez sets and fires. Hit back up the middle, charged on by the shortstop, and he will turn two unassisted. 2 quick outs after the twin killing on the 6-3 double play. Brings up to bat Eli McNair from Valley Mills, Texas. The senior. Slightly open stance. Launches the first pitch just at the knees for strike one from Ramirez. Ramirez last year, ERA of 4.29 in 42 innings of work. After the Bulldogs lost a lot of innings pitched after last season. 2-1 is the count now after the ball inside to McNair. Two-one delivery from Ramirez forces McNair to turn out of the way. Ramirez early on, making batters uncomfortable here in 2026. McNair last year batted .298. The 3-1 from Ramirez. Flied foul. Third base side. Makes it a full count for Eli McNair. The payoff pitch. Ramirez waits on the side. And McNair calls time at the dish. We'll see if Ramirez now tries to fast pitch McNair after forcing McNair to use one of his timeouts. 3-2 long sent by Ramirez. Goes to his motion. Delivers the full count in the dirt, and McNair will draw the walk. Yellow Jackets led off this inning with a single by Prestige. Eventually, Chapman grounded into a double play, retiring Prestige in Chapman himself. Now McNair on first after the walk. And Hunter Pope now up to bat. Ramirez checks on McNair before anything else. Hunter Pope batting in the 7th spot here today for the Yellow Jackets. Slight bend of the knees, and Ramirez checks on McNair again. Back in there safely after the diving in. Ramirez, check of McNair before the first pitch to Pope. Weak swing through by Pope for strike one. Comes up empty. Center fielder takes a few steps to his left or right. As it's Caleb Small out there in center field. Hit to the third base side. Third baseman just fires to first in time for the third and final out here in the second inning. One hit, no runs, one left on. Bulldogs lead it 3-0 as we head to the home half of the second right here on Flow Sports.
I chose TLU because I like the one-on-one that I get with my professors.
Being able to talk to all the professors one-on-one, they were definitely helpful in deciding like what I can do with my degree and then how to get into those different fields.
I liked the tour of the campus. Like I liked seeing how everything was really close together. Our classes now from like first year and second year are all in the lab, so we have our own like space that we can go to for studying.
Well, I chose TLU because I had met some people who were in the program and they told me some good things about it. It's a smaller school, so I feel like I was going to get more of that one-on-one type of learning.
I get to, be more hands-on with patients and more engaged with my preceptors and my professors and my classmates as well.
Back here from Seguin, as it's the home half of the second. TLU's Michael Barrera laid it off here in the bottom of the second. Watches the first pitch from Beck outside the zone. 1-0 now is the count. It will go Barrera, Bourgeois, and Alfaro. 9-1-2 up to bat here in the second. Second pitch from Beck, a slider, slides outside, but just catches the zone. 1-1 now the count for Barrera. Barrera, a sophomore, batted 160 last season. The 1-1 flied right side. Camping under it is Prestige right in front of the Howard Payne dugout. He will field it for the first out. Barrera retired via the pop-up just on the right side of the infield. As it's now Chase Bourgeois, strikeout victim number 1 on the season, as he struck out to lead off the game and lead off the 2026 season, as the Bulldogs picked 4th in the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference preseason poll. Line drive left field. Bourgeois watches it fly, and it goes off the base of the wall. Bourgeois will glide into second, standing up on a good double off the base of the left field wall. Thought it might have had home run distance, but with the wind blowing in just a hair from right field, Bourgeois will just have to settle for a big double off the base of the wall. As it now brings up Caleb Alfaro with 1 out and a runner on second. Alfaro watches the first one upstairs. McNair, McKenzie, and Cornish, the outfield from left to right. Beck spins off and checks on Bourgeois. Lilly, Ghulam Hussein, Marosco, and Prestige, the infield from third to first. And Chapman behind the dish, and Beck on the mound. The 1-0 from Beck. A slider just works its way inside for strike 1 here for Caleb Alfaro. Grounded out in the first. And a 1-1 count with 1 away here in the home half of the second. Alfaro in a deep squat. Grounds it to the left side. Fielded by the shortstop, Ghulam Hussein, who gets it over to first in time for out number 2. Bourgeois advances to third on the 6-3 ground out. Tyler Helpin still now up to bat. He singled and eventually came around to score in the first inning. An inning that saw 4 hits and 3 runs for the Bulldogs. Delivery from Beck. Waved on through by Helpin still. So far, I've only noticed him having the stirrups on for TLU. We'll have to keep an eye out throughout the rest of the 2026 season to see who else adopts the stirrup. Fly ball, center field, charged on by McKenzie. And Cornish will camp under it in right field for the third and final out. No runs on a hit. 1 left on. Bulldogs lead it 3-0, and we're through 2 here on Flow Sports.
As an MAT student, you are an athletic trainer, and I think that's something really cool that we get to experience.
We're pretty hands-on. Anything that like our preceptor asks us to do, like we're able to do. Going out to practices and traveling to games.
We're doing evals, looking at them, helping them with their rehab like protocols.
For me personally, I do a lot of like hands-on where I'm like speaking with the patients about how they feel. And so I feel like it's a lot of like one-on-one interactions.
Knowing that I'm gonna go into the clinic every day and I don't know who's gonna walk through the door and what their problem's gonna be, and that I get to be the one that tells them like, hey, this is what's wrong, but I can also help you, so here's a solution.
Eight, 9, and 1 due up for the Yellow Jackets here in the third inning. Isaiah Ramirez still working very effectively through 2 full innings. Delivers strike 1 to Morosco, Ben Morosco. From Madison High School in San Antonio, Texas, hits a dribbler to Bourgeois, fields it on the backhand, throws to first just in time for out number 1. Bourgeois ranging to his right, fielded it on the backhand, having enough of an arm to retire Morosco just in time for out number 1. Good show of defensive effort there by Bourgeois to retire Morosco. Brings up Jace McKenzie. Fly ball left side, drifting foul. Giving a look is Sprintzel, and it will run out of room and be a long strike 1. McKenzie, the senior, batted .129 in the 2025 campaign. The 0-1 screamer shot foul. The third base sign moves to 0-2 quickly after Ramirez is pounding the zone here in the third inning. Got into some deep counts in the first 2 innings. Here in inning number 3, working quickly and efficiently. 0-2 hammered over the head of Bourgeois. Will drop into left field. A single for McKenzie. Second hit of the night for the Yellow Jackets. And we reset the lineup back to Nader Ghulam Hussein. At an effective .242 last season. Three stolen bases to Ghulam Hussein's name last year. Watches the first one from Ramirez outside. McKenzie on first. Staying close to the first base bag. No stolen bases to his name. High foul ball. Straight back off the bat of Ghulam Hussein. Makes it 1-1. was his scheduled 6 o'clock first pitch. Gotten a little late at 6:09. Just about to the 7 o'clock hour. 1-1 hit to the right side. Gets through the infield for Ghulam Hussein. Runners will advance 90 feet. Just moving station to station after the screamer off the bat of Ghulam Hussein. McKenzie on second. Ghulam Hussein on first now after back-to-back singles for the Yellow Jackets. Cravens giving out defensive directions to the TLU fielders here in the home half, or the top of the third. Swung on through by Lilly. The 0-1 count now. Josh Lilly walked back in the first. So no official at bat yet. Now in a 1-1 count after the pitch outside from Ramirez. Working quickly here in the third. No movement. The TLU bullpen. The 1-1 catches the zone. 1-2 now. Looked like a cutter as it cut it away from Lilly. Ramirez will be looking for another strikeout to his name. Just on one right now. The 1-2 fouled straight back. And will keep the count right at 1-2. Outfield in their normal positions. Alfaro, Small, and Helpin still. Left to right. Sprinsel, Bourgeois, Elizondo, and Peavy, the infield. From third to first. The 1-2, Ramirez lifts the legs and fire. Checked down by Cravens. Trying to catch Ghulam Hussein napping, but not in time on the back pick. Keeps it at 2-2. After the last one just missed the zone by a hair. 2-2, Ramirez delivers. Slides outside, forces the count full. Now Ramirez in danger of loading the bags. On deck, Houston Cornish lined out into a double play in the first inning to end the first. Payoff pitch, swung on through. A big strikeout for Ramirez. His second one of the evening. Out number 2. And second strikeout of the season for Ramirez. Sends up Houston Cornish. Hit it hard but straight at Peavy, who stepped on first. The unassisted double play. Watches strike one from Ramirez. Pitch count nearing 50. Through 2 2/3 innings of work so far. Ramirez checks on the runner on second. Deep fly ball going right field. Giving it a look is Helpin still in. Small slides and makes the catch. What an effort by Small. Gliding to his left and eventually having to backtrack and get under it for the third and final out. Keeps the Yellow Jackets off the board. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on. Bulldogs lead it. We're through 2.5 right here on Flow Sports.
Watching on Flow College. Go Bulldogs. Watching on Flow College. Go Bulldogs.
Play harder.
And the go-ahead run comes across. Bulldogs on top.
Respect everyone.
Play hard, but play fair.
Cheer for your team, not against the visiting team.
Respect opposing players, coaches, and fans.
This is the SCAC.
4, 5, and 6 do up for TLU here in the home half of the third. After an amazing job by Small to keep the Yellow Jackets off the board to end the top of the third. Kept 2 Yellow Jackets from scoring. Stranded them on the base pass. Now Adam Peavy up to bat. Hits it straight back up the middle. Giving it a look is the middle infielders, but can't make a play. As Ghulam Hussein, the shortstop, watched it roll by. Now, Caden Sprinsel up to bat. Sprinsel watches the first one from Beck. Catch the outer part of the zone. Sprinsel waves the bat. Dance around on first is Peavy. 0-2 count here for Sprinsel after watching the first two. Sprinsel awaits the 0-2 as a check on Peavy by Beck before anything else. Dives back in there safely. Beck toes the rubber again. Pearson gets the sign from Chapman. The 0-2 count. Sprinsel awaits. Slider started well outside. Never had a chance of working its way back in. Moves to 1-2. Elizondo on deck. Small in the hole after making a great play to end the top of the third. 1-2. Beck check on Peavy, who's standing back in safely. Beck gets the sign quickly from Chapman. Sets for the 1-2 and delivers. Line drive left side. Gets by Ghulam Hussein. Drops in left field for Sprinsel. Back-to-back singles have runners on first and second for the Bulldogs. Peavy on second, Sprinsel on first. After Sprinsel had that 2 RBI double back in the first inning. Now Matthew Elizondo up to bat after the back-to-back singles. Elizondo walked in the first. Was eventually stranded at third when Cravens flew out to end the first inning. In an 0-1 count, Elizondo awaits. Slightly open stance. Beck checks on Peavy on second. Bunt put down, but foul, as it took a piece of Chapman along with it before anything else. Peavy makes his way back to second base. 0-2 count for Matthew Elizondo. Elizondo coming in at 5'8" in his senior season, 174. The 0-2. Peavy dancing around on second. Delivery from Beck. Pop up on the infield will be the first out. So it was fielded by the third baseman, Lilly. Elizondo retired after the pop out. Brings up Caleb Small up to bat. Small is single already. Back in the first inning. One away here in the third inning. Delivery from Beck just outside. Doesn't catch the zone quite in the eyes of the home plate umpire. Moves it to 1-0. 1-0 count. Beck peers in. Checks on Peavy on second. Delivers. Just catches the zone, about the same spot, but cut a bit more in towards Small. Makes it a 1-1 count. After the strike on the outer edge. 1-1. Beck checks with Peavy again. 1-1 delivery. Peavy takes off for third. Grounded to the right side. Fielded by Prestage, and he will step on first. Runners advance the 90 feet. So on second and third now. After the three unassisted. Peavy on third. Sprinzel on second. And Cole Cravens up to bat. Cravens flew out to center field to end the first inning. Cravens, a lone RBI to his name last season. Hit to the left side, gets through the infield. That will give him his first RBI of 2026, and it gives him two, as scoring from second is Sprinzel. Makes it a 5-0 game on the Cole Cravens 2 RBI single. As Cravens is now on first after the single, scoring 2 in one fatal swing. Cravens now on first, being held by Prestage, and it's Michael Barrera up to bat. Beck checks on Cravens before he delivers a pitch to Barrera. Barrera back-to-back innings where he's gotten a chance to bat. Beck fires and waved on through by Barrera. Out ahead of it. Something off speed upset the timing of Barrera. Barrera waving the bat around, watches the 0-1 outside. Moves the count to 1-1. Barrera hammers it left field, but charging on is McNair, and he will make the play for the third out. 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors, 1 left on. Bulldogs lead it 5-0 right here on Flow Sports. Middle of the Yellow Jackets order now up to bat. 4, 5, and 6 is it's Prestige, Chapman, and McNair. First pitch from Ramirez below the knees of Prestige. 1 for 1 on the day and 1 for 1 on the season. A single back in the second inning as he was stranded there after he actually could not advance after a double play turned by the Bulldogs, Bourgeois and Peavy. 2-0 count now for Prestige. Delivery by Ramirez, swung on through. Half-hearted swing. Comes up empty, 2-1 now. The count for Prestige. Two-one delivery. Fouled back and right. Moves it to 2-2 for Prestige. Prestige. 297 last year was the batting average. Line drive, left side, drops down in left field. A single for the first baseman. The fourth hit of the night for the Yellow Jackets. Coming in here in the fourth inning on a single for Prestige. This is now Colby Chapman up to bat. Chapman, 250 last year was the batting average. Watches the first one. A bender from Ramirez dip out of the zone, 1-0. After the first pitch just misses the strike zone from Ramirez. Chapman slugging .357 last year. The 1-0 below the knees forces it to 2-0 for Ramirez against Chapman. Chapman, the backstop hit into the 6-3 double play in the second inning. The 2-0 from Ramirez. Watching all the way is Chapman. Watches it to a 3-0 count. Prestige on first. Ramirez sets at the belt, working from the stretch and fires. Right down the middle for strike one, watching all the way, Chapman. Makes it a 3-1 count. After Ramirez couldn't find the zone to start this at-bat against Chapman. Checks on Prestige before anything else on the 3-1 delivery. McNair on deck. Walked back in the second. 3-1. Ramirez lifts the legs and fires. Tapper in front of the dish, charged on by Ramirez and Sprinzel, but just decides to eat the ball and allow and it just managed to go foul. Makes it a full count for Chapman. Ramirez looking for his third strikeout. Checks on Prestige before the payoff pitch. Wind has died down here in Seguin. The flag's laying limp all across the outfield. Payoff pitch, Ramirez lifts and fires. Well struck center field, camping under it is Small. He will field it for out number one as that forces Prestige to retreat to first base. After the F8 here in the fourth inning, Eli McNair now up to bat. No official at-bat to his name so far. Walked back in the second inning. As Ramirez checks the wristband and gets the signs. Delivery inside from Ramirez to McNair. McNair playing left field today for the Yellow Jackets. Well struck right field, drops in front of Helpin still. A single for McNair. Has runners on first and second after the well-struck line drive. Off the bat of McNair. Prestige advances to second base. McNair on first now. 2 hits here in the 4th inning for the Yellow Jackets. Now Hunter Pope, the DH, up to bat. Pope, the senior, watches the first one as Cravens trapped it under himself. Would have been a great goal line save in hockey. And kept the runners from advancing as well. Prestage on second, McNair on first. Pope grounded out in the 2nd inning to retire the Yellow Jackets quietly, as they have not been able to crack a run across here so far. 1-0 Ramirez check of Prestage delivers. Down and low. Away and low to Pope. Makes the count 2-0. 2-0. Ramirez checks on the runners. Sets and fires the 2-0. Line drive going for it is Alfaro drifting back, and he will watch it go off the base of the wall. Scoring from second is Prestage. Throw to second, not in time. An RBI double for Hunter Pope. There's the first run of the season for the Yellow Jackets. The RBI double for Pope. Makes it a 5-1 ball game. Prestage scoring from second on the line drive. And Pope getting to second. Has McNair on third. And time called by the Bulldogs. Head coach Kyle Palmer in his 3rd season with TLU. Assistant coach Colton Parrish. Coach Palmer led the Bulldogs to a 24-15 record last season. In 2024, going 25-17. Overall, 49-32. Last year, in 2025, the Bulldogs led the country with 26 triples. Bourgeois, 4th in D3 with 8. Before his time here at TLU in Seguin, he was at Belhaven University from 2020 through 2023 and posted a record of 77 and 60 before his time here at TLU. Ben Morosco up to bat now. 2 in scoring position for the Yellow Jackets. Watches the first one inside. Forces him to stand a bit more upright. Morosco and a 1-0 count. Morosco. Infield drawn in at the corners. 2-0 count now. After back-to-back misses from Ramirez. McKenzie on deck for Howard Payne. 2-0. Ramirez sets and delivers the 2-0 below the knees of Morosco in a 3-0 hole now. We'll have to attack Morosco as Ramirez is behind in the count. 3-0. Ramirez sets at the belt, lifts the leg and delivers. 4 straight misses. Lows the bags for the Yellow Jackets. No one working in the Bulldog bullpen from my view as few bodies start to stir down the left field line. Just 1 out here in the 4th inning. Bases loaded. Morosco, Pope, and McNair on the base pass. And Jace McKenzie singled last inning. Watches the first one from Ramirez. Missed the zone. 5 straight misses for Ramirez. McKenzie, as mentioned, singled in the 3rd. The 1-0 delivery inside, and Craven's a good stop behind the dish to keep a run from scoring. And Ramirez having trouble finding the strike zone. Pitch count above 70. 2-0. Ramirez kicks and fires. Craven's back pick attempt, but back in there safely is Marasco at first. And Ramirez now a ball away from walking in a run. 5-1 the score here in the top half of the fourth. 3-0 delivery from Ramirez. In there for strike one. Worked on the inside half of the plate. McKenzie watching all the way in the 3-0 count. 3-1 delivery from Ramirez. Well struck left field. Drifting under it is Alfaro, and he loses it in the lights as one run will score and keeps the bags loaded after looked like Alfaro had it and just lost it in the lights. 2 runs now for the Yellow Jackets. The hard part will now be for Ramirez to reset after what would have been an out. A hit for McKenzie given on the scoreboard. Ramirez straight back to work against Ghulam Hussein. Hussein on the day. 1 for 2. A strikeout to lead off the game. Ramirez would like one here. Screaming line drive left field, just pulls foul. You can see Ghulam Hussein's family just ahead of us, wishing that one had stayed fair. Very well could have been a bases clearing hit. But everyone will have to retreat back to their bags. Now on a 1-1 count for Ghulam Hussein. 2 runs across here for the Yellow Jackets. Hit to the right side, drops down in right field. 1 run scores for the Yellow Jackets. And no more as the ball back into the infield quickly. An RBI single for Ghulam Hussein. Makes it a 5-3 game here in the 4th inning. Orozco scoring on the RBI. Pope scoring on the RBI single by Ghulam Hussein. Marasco on third, McKenzie on second, and Ghulam Hussein on first. Another time called. Should do it for Ramirez. Haven't seen the official signal yet, but a good outing until this inning for Ramirez. 3 1/3 innings of work so far. 2 Ks to his name. And 3 runs across here in the top half of the 4th. Just 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Everyone else has hit. And we do have a new pitcher. We'll get his name and number for you in just a moment right here on Flow Sports.
More than dream of a better world. Make it happen with a TLU degree. Texas Lutheran University provides one-on-one opportunities for students to build their college resumes. As freshmen and sophomores, our students are already performing research with a professor, presenting at conferences, and building their portfolios to apply for graduate schools and professional health programs. The world needs you. Answer your calling. TLU. Learn boldly. Live to inspire. Learn more at tlu.edu.
Tristan McGowan now on the mound. His first appearance of 2026, replacing Isaiah Ramirez, went 3 1/3 innings of work. Gave up 8 hits. Currently 3 runs on his book. And McGowan, 75 1/3 innings of work last season. An ERA of 3.7 on 2025. Infield corners drawn in. First pitch from McGowan. Curveball dips too low against Josh Lilly. Lilly 0 for 1 on the day. A strikeout and a walk to his name so far. McGowan fires the 1-0. Called strike 1 on the outer half. McGowan. And a 1-1 count. Comes in at 5'11", 195, the senior from Vidor, Texas. Forces Lilly to swing through for strike 2. One out away here in the 4th inning. McGowan could force a double play here. Fly ball sky high. Camping under it is Elizondo, and he will field it for the second out. Runners couldn't advance with it being right above the infield. Ninth batter for the Yellow Jackets here in the 4th. Houston Cornish. A line out and a fly out to his name, so inducing a lot of fly balls so far in 2026 for Cornish. McGowan so far working at the bottom of the zone. Will likely flatten out Cornish's attack. Strike 1 from McGowan. Three runs across here for the Yellow Jackets in a 5-3 ball game. Top of the 4th inning. All 3 runs coming for the Yellow Jackets here in the inning. Line drive forces Marasco to go to the ground and try to avoid the foul ball. And just managed to get out of the way. 0-2 count after the screamer from Cornish. McGowan looking to stop the bleeding here in the 4th. 0-2. McGowan sets. A long pause, the leg kick and fire inside. And good stop by Cravens. Keeps Marasco at third. 1-2 now the count. If Cornish reaches safely, Yellow Jackets would have officially batted around here in the 4th inning. The 1-2 from McGowan. Inside again. Makes it 2-2. Almost hit Cornish. Would have driven in a run for the Yellow Jackets, but misses him by just a hair. Makes it 2-2. 2-2 count, large lead at first by Ghulam Hussein. Delivery well struck. Right field, drifting back is helping still, and he will field it for the 3rd and final out. Not before the Yellow Jackets score 3 on 5 hits. 3 left on. Bulldogs lead it 5-3 as we head to the home half of the 4th right here from Seguin.
More than dream of a better world. Make it happen with a TLU degree. Texas Lutheran University provides one-on-one opportunities for students to build their college resumes. As freshmen and sophomores, our students are already performing research with a professor, presenting at conferences, and building their portfolios to apply for graduate schools and professional health programs. The world needs you. Answer your calling. TLU. Learn boldly. Live to inspire. Learn more at tlu.edu.
Play harder.
And the go-ahead run comes across. Bulldogs on top.
Respect everyone.
Play hard, but play fair.
Cheer for your team, not against the visiting team.
Respect opposing players, coaches, and fans.
This is the SCAC.
Top of the order due up for the Bulldogs here in the home half of the fourth inning. New pitcher on the mound for the Yellow Jackets is number 27, Trace Garcia. Just a freshman, so no stats for his prior season, but we can tell you that he wears his socks high compared to most everyone that we've seen tonight, opting for the long pants. 1, 2, and 3 due up for the Bulldogs as Bourgeois in a 0-1 hole against Garcia. Quickly down 0-2 after the 0-1 called a strike on the inner half. Bourgeois, a double in the second, a strikeout back in the first, so 1 for 2 on the opening day. Line drive left field, but gets over the head of the left fielder, McNair, who took a step in before anything else, and a single for Bourgeois leading off the fourth inning. So halfway to the cycle for Bourgeois after just 3 at-bats. Brings up Caleb Alfaro, who's grounded out twice so far. Grounded out to the 2 middle infielders in his first 2 at-bats. Now RBI opportunity with a young freshman on the mound, and you're hoping you jump on him quickly to unsettle him and keep him from settling in. Alfaro watches a strike on the outer half for strike 1. Garcia trying to work quickly against the Bulldogs. Alfaro in his stance. And a pitch outside from Garcia. Garcia, first collegiate appearance, just a freshman as mentioned. No 1-1 count here, and delivers outside to Alfaro. And Caden Beck goes 3 innings of work, gives up 8 hits and 5 runs to his name. 2-1. Alfaro awaits. Pitch outside. Moves it to 3-1 for Garcia. You have Bourgeois on second. After he doubled to left field, so he's not halfway to the cycle. As originally I thought he had just gotten a single, but then just went off the base of the wall and allowed him to go the whole 180 feet. And a walk for Caleb Alfaro. So back-to-back runners reaching safely for the Bulldogs. Now, Tyler Helpenstill due up. A single and a fly out to his name and a run scored in the first inning. Alfaro on first, Bourgeois on second. 5-3 game. Delivery from Garcia. Drifts outside, makes it a 1-0 game. Helpenstill. 1 for 2 on the day, with a run scored in the first inning. 1-0 delivery from Garcia. Catches the zone for strike one. Evens the count 1-1 for Garcia. Facing Helpenstill here in the home half of the fourth. In the 5-3 game. Alfaro on first. Bourgeois on second. 1-1 delivery. Popped up mile high. Campering under it is Ghulam Hussein. He fights the sky and manages to find it on the infield fly roll for out number one. Retires Helpenstill and keeps the runners where they are after the first out. Adam Peavy now digs in. 2 singles to his name and 2 runs scored. Made it a 2-0 game back in the first when he scored a run. And then made it 4-0 in the third when he scored after singling to lead off the third inning. Delivery to Peavy. Outside, ball 1 from Garcia. 1-0 is the count. Alfaro on first. Bourgeois on second. Garcia hoping for a quick inning on the mound just to get the first outing of his career over with. 1-0. Check of Bourgeois on second. 1-0 delivery. Swung on through. Comes up empty. Makes it 1-1 for Peavy. Alfaro reaching with the walk. On first. Bourgeois with the double off the base of the left field wall. On second. And Peavy looking for a big hit here to extend the lead. 1-1 just outside, but catches the zone. Makes it 1-2 here for Adam Peavy. Peavy attended Memorial High School in Houston. Coming at 6'4", 220. 1-2, Garcia checks on Bourgeois and fouled straight back. Keeps the count at 1-2 here for Peavy. Playing first base today for Coach Palmer, who's actually a graduate of TLU in 2009. We talked about he's the 10th head coach all time here for the Bulldogs. 2-2 count here for Adam Peavy. Crouch in the batter's box. 2-2. Delivery from Garcia. Fly ball right side, but going for it is Cornish, and he will field it for the second out. The relay to third, not in time. And safely in there is Bourgeois. A fly out for Peavy, but it allows Bourgeois to advance 90 feet. So runner in scoring position now for Braden Sprinzel. Double and a single to his name and 2 RBIs from back in the first inning on his double. Third baseman, even with the bag. Alfaro being held by Prestage. Delivery from Garcia above the letters of Sprintzel. Sprintzel, 5'11", 210. Played for Cal Allen, the Wildcats. A formidable opponent in high school baseball. Now, Sprintzel on a 1-1 count after watching the 1-0 pitch for a strike on the inner half. 5-3 game. Home half of the fourth. 1-1 chopped right side. Just by the dancing Alfaro. Scoring Bourgeois from third. RBI single for Sprintzel. Makes it a 6-3 ball game. And the Bulldogs continue to pour it on here on opening day. 3 RBIs already for Braden Sprintzel. And 3 at-bats, averaging out to 1 per at-bat. We'll love to keep doing that all season long. A run on 2 hits here so far in the 4th inning. Delivery to Elizondo outside from Garcia. Alfaro now at second. Sprintzel on first for Matthew Elizondo, who walked back in the first and popped out in the third. Watches the 1-0 inside. 2-0 now, the count for Elizondo. Just one away here in the 4th inning as the Bulldogs look to extend their lead even more here in the middle portion of the order. 2-0 Garcia, check of Alfaro. 2-0 misses his zone, makes it 3-0 quickly. Caleb Small on deck for TLU. 3-0. From Garcia, that's a walk for Elizondo. Loads the bags. Alfaro on third. Sprintzel on second. Elizondo on first now after the walk. And Caleb Small up to bat. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Time called by Chapman. We'll go meet with the young Garcia and talk things over of how to attack Small and keep the inning right where it is. 3 runs across for the Yellow Jackets at the top half of this inning. Bulldogs have so far answered back with one of their own, making it a 6-3 game. And time called now by the coaches of Howard Payne to talk this one over with young pitcher Trace Garcia. Someone is getting warm down in the Howard Payne bullpen down the right field side, but can't quite get an eye on who it is. Howard Payne in the gray jerseys. Dark yellow numbers when they're in the shadows like they are down the right field line. Can't quite get an eye on who it is, but a call to the bullpen for the Yellow Jackets is Garcia's appearance is done on his debut, and we will have a new Yellow Jackets pitcher in just a moment right here on Flow Sports.
Ready?
TLU men's basketball team. And you're watching Old Dog with New Tricks.
Ty Phillips now on the mound for the Yellow Jackets. Utility man plays the outfield and pitches the junior. The southpaw now on the mound for Howard Payne. Hit back up the middle by Small. Run scores, make it 2. Play at second base and safe for Caleb Small as he slides in under the tag. But not before at least 1 run scores, and it'd be hard to overturn this one with a 3-man crew. So a 2 RBI double for Caleb Small, scoring Alfaro and Sprinsel. Makes it 3 runs across here in the home half of the 4th on 3 hits. Puts Elizondo on third, Small on second, and up to bat now Cole Cravens. It's an 8-3 ball game. If you're just now joining us on Flow Sports, about an hour and 44 minutes deep into this one. Bulldogs lead it 8-3. Delivery from Phillips below the knees of Cravens, the backstop today for the Bulldogs. Cravens is mentioned from Round Rock, Texas. North on I-35, just a ways from here in Seguin. The 1-0 swung on through by Cravens, comes up empty. Was trying to unload the bases or get everyone off the bags with a big swing there. 1-1 now. The count for Cravens as its runners on second and third. Small and Elizondo on the base pass. 1-0. 1-1. Breaking ball hammered by Cravens. Drops into left center field. 2 runs will score for the Bulldogs. Makes it a 10-3 game and a 2 RBI double for Cole Cravens. Back-to-back doubles extend the TLU lead. 10-3 now, the run deficit. And Cravens, 4 RBIs to his name now. 2 in the third and now 2 in the fourth after a single and a double. Now Barrera up to bat, 2 outs away here in the home half of the fourth. 5 runs across here in the 4th inning. 9th man up to bat for the Bulldogs. Barrera, 2 at-bats and no hits to show so far. 0 for 2 on the day. Watches the 1-0 below the knees. Quickly ahead in the count, 2-0 against Ty Phillips, the southpaw for the Yellow Jackets. 2-0. Phillips checks on Cravens, gets by the backstop Chapman, but not far enough for Cravens to advance. 3-0 now the count for Barrera. Phillips in the hole, 3-0. The outfield shaded slightly to their right towards left field. 3-0 delivery outside, 4-pitch walk for Phillips. Puts Barrera on first base, and that is officially batted around for the Bulldogs. Here in the 4th inning as it's back to Chase Bourgeois, who led this inning off with a double, eventually came around to score on Braden Sprinsel's RBI single. 10th man up to bat here in the 4th inning. Check of Cravens at second, diving just back in time safely. Bourgeois, 2 for 3 so far. 2 doubles to his name. The shortstop today awaits the delivery from Phillips. Check of the runners before anything. Strike just on the outer half. here in Bourgeois' fourth at-bat of the evening. The 0-1. Phillips, check of the runners, and delivers a ball. Just misses the zone, and Phillips not too happy with the call. A little exasperated before he steps back on the mound for a 1-1 count. Third baseman, few steps behind the bag. The rest playing just a hair within the grass. 1-1 from Phillips. Chopped left side, diving play by Lilly. Fires to first, and just in time for the third out. Retires the Bulldogs, but not before 10 come to the dish, and they score 5 on a handful of runs, on a handful of hits. Bulldogs lead it 10-3 through 4 here on Flow Sports.
Flow Sports has changed the game. We created the essential destination NCAA fans deserve. Together, Flow College and NCAA conferences, institutions, and teams have taken all collegiate sports to the next level.
Oh my goodness! Back to Jones. She lets it fly from deep, and she buries it. Oh, a wraparound. He's got some speed down the sideline. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
The new collegiate record belongs to Parker Valby.
Looking in front, Stockfish, offload shot, score!
Smith making three. That is crushed.
It's a touchdown!
Four, 5, and 6 due up here in the way half of the fifth inning. After the Bulldogs scored 5 in the home half of the fourth to extend their lead to 10-3. McGowan back on the mound, delivers a strike first thing to Landon Prestige. Prestige on the day. 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a run scored so far. 0-1 McGowan, leg kicks and fires. Upstairs to Prestige. Makes it an even count of 1-1. McGowan. Very smooth on the mound. Seems almost effortless when he delivers the 1-1. Chopped left side, charge on by Bourgeois. Fields it on the backhand. Has time and gets it to first for out number 1 to retire Josh Lilly. Make that Landon Prestige, who leads it off here in the fifth with a ground out to Bourgeois. Colby Chapman now up to bat, 0 for 2 on the day. Ground out and a fly out to his name. McGowan leg kicks and fires over the top. Dribbler foul, third base side, 0-1. The count now. McGowan was talking about how his motion looks almost effortless. Lifts the leg very slowly and then ramps up the speed as he delivers it. The 0-1. Breaking ball stays just too high. It's rare to see a pitch look so effortless when McGowan somehow does it. This is 5'11", 195 frame. The 1-1 delivery Hammered left side, screamer just stays fair, drops down for a base hit for Chapman. He's going for two. Throw into the cutoff man. And in there standing up is Chapman with the double. Ninth hit of the night for the Yellow Jackets, and they scored 3 runs on the previous 8. Now Eli McNair up to bat. 1 for 1 on the day. Walk to his name. And then a single in the 4th and a run scored. After Jace McKenzie's RBI back in the 4th inning. Delivery from McGowan, a strike called to Eli McNair, the left fielder. With Colby Chapman on second. 0-1 count. McGowan fires. Swung on through by McNair. Upset the timing a bit as McGowan ran the fastball by him. 0-2 looking for a punch out here. 0-2 delivery from McGowan. Breaking ball just stays upstairs. 1-2 the count now for Eli McNair. Bulldog pitchers have not struck anyone out since back in the 3rd. McGowan looking for one here. The 1-2 well outside. Moves it to 2-2. Hunter Pope, the DH on deck. 2-2. McGowan checks on the lead runner. Chopper right side. Gets under the glove of Peavy on a bad hop. Allows McNair to reach safely, and we'll see what they score that one. As it took a bad hop before it got to Peavy. Thought would have been a bit of a longer hop. As believe they have ruled it a hit for McNair. And they are giving Peavy the error. So first error of the season charged to Peavy at first. Allows McNair to reach safely and allowed Chapman to move to third. Runners at the corners, 1 out. McGowan facing Hunter Pope. A double to his name so far. McGowan checks on McNair before anything. Peavy holding McNair at first base. Another check by McGowan. Back in there safely once more is McNair. The outfield playing a bit shallow. No wind blowing at all at this point in the evening. Here on opening day, Bulldogs lead it 10-3. First pitch from McGowan. Looked like a bit of two-seam action and ran a bit inside. 1-0 the count after the ball under the hands of Pope. Delivery to Pope from McGowan. Chopper, third base side, shoots foul. Keeps it a 1-1 count. Here for Hunter Pope. McGowan digs, toes the rubber, 1-1. Sets at the belt. Check of McNair at first once more and back in there safely. McNair at first. McGowan delivers the 1-1. Chopper left side. Ranging to his right. Bourgeois goes to second. And it pulls Elizondo off the bag and goes into right field. A run scores. And then advancing to third on the bad throw is McNair. So an error again for the Bulldogs. This time charged to Bourgeois, who was trying to make the highlight reel play. Allows Chapman to score from third. McNair moves to third on the air. Runners again at the corners. This time for Ben Marasco. One away here in the fifth inning. First pitch to Marasco. Slides outside. 1-0 the count. McGowan keeping a close eye of Pope on first base. Delivers the 1-0. Breaking ball catches the bottom half of the zone. 1-1 now. Jace McKenzie on deck. One out. Ball in the dirt, stopped by Cravens. Keeps the runners where they are. Body's starting to get warm in the TLU bullpen down the left field line. Runners at the corners, 2-1, one away. Another check of Pope at first, as McGowan is keeping a close eye on the runners at first base here in the fifth inning. 3 runs across in the fourth. Run across here in the fifth for the Yellow Jackets so far. 10-4 game. Chop at the dish. Foul. Moves the count to 2-2 for Ben Marasco. McGowan starting to look like he's dealing with a bit of fatigue here. Pitch count still relatively low at 23. Waved on through for a strikeout as McGowan retires Marasco for a big second out here in the fifth inning. Jace McKenzie now up to bat. The center fielder today for the Yellow Jackets. Pitched just outside for McGowan. Cravens did a good job of trying to frame it to pull it back in for a strike, but the eyes of the home plate umpire remained outside. 1-0 the count. Here for McKenzie as he pulls one hard on the ground and foul to the first base side. 1-1. Runners at the corners. McKenzie digging in. McGowan checks on Pope at first. The 1-1 delivery is just upstairs. The breaking ball doesn't snap enough. Moves it to 2-1. As McGowan can't find the put-away pitch to get ahead in the count. 2-1. Just upstairs again for McGowan. Moves it to 3-1. Seems like so far when the Bulldog pitchers are working ahead in the count is when they're at their most comfortable. When they're deep in the hole like they are right now, 3-1, they do struggle with command some. And struggling with command right there, loads the bases on a walk for McKenzie. McNair on third, Pope on second. And McKenzie on first now after the walk from McGowan. Back to the top of the order. Nader Ghulam Hussein digs in, but time called by the Bulldogs. Can't quite get an eye on who's warming up in the TLU bullpen, but there are some bodies stirring around. Now question becomes, how long do you allow McGowan to be out there? Parker Shute is actually who's been on the mound during this time, mistook the 6 for a 5. So Shute from Arlington coming at 6'4", 195. Pitch count 33, forces Ghulam Hussein to swing through the first pitch he sees. Josh Lilly on deck. 1 run across here on 2 errors and a single hit for the Yellow Jackets. The 0-1 from Shute. Well struck left field, hugging the line, and just shoots foul for Ghulam Hussein, who's had a few of those already today, where if it just stayed fair and didn't shoot foul by just a few feet, would have had a few RBIs to his name already on the young season. Oh-2 here for Ghulam Hussein, and Shute looking to work out of the inning with just 1 run across. The 0-2 delivery, and Shute induces a foul ball. Keeps that 0-2. As Ghulam Hussein now digs back in. The 0-2 count. Runners on all the bags as they are loaded. The 0-2 from Shute. Breaking ball, hit back up the middle, charging on is Small, and he will glide under it for the third and final out here in the top of the 5th inning. 1 run, 1 hit, 2 errors, 3 left on. Bulldogs lead it 10-4 from Flow Sports.
As an MAT student, you are an athletic trainer, and I think that's something really cool that we get to experience.
We're pretty hands-on. Anything that like our preceptor asks us to do, like we're able to do. Going out to practices and traveling to games.
We're doing evals, looking at them, helping them with their rehab like protocols.
For me personally, I do a lot of like hands-on where I'm like speaking with the patients about how they feel, and so I feel like it's a lot of like one-on-one interactions.
Knowing that I'm going to go into the clinic every day and I don't know who's going to walk through the door and what their problem's going to be, and that I get to be the one that tells them like, hey, this is what's wrong, but I can also help you, so here's a solution.
Back to action here from Cat Isbell Field, as it's 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Bulldogs. As Alfaro watches the first one, a ball outside from Ty Phillips, and still in his first full inning of work after relieving Trace Garcia, who only went 2/3 of an inning. Fouled straight back here by Alfaro. Moves it to 2-1. Alfaro 0 for 2 on the day with a walk and a run scored. So far, watches the 2-1 slide outside from Phillips. Moves it to 3-1, and Helping still on deck. 12 hits to the Bulldogs already through 4+ innings of baseball. Fouled off by Alfaro. Alfaro trying to keep it going here. On the grounder to the right side, sliding stop by Prestige, and safely reaching is Alfaro on the bang-bang play. Alfaro's first hit of the season, as we'll have a lot of firsts tonight, as it's just the first day of the 2026 season here for the Bulldogs. So it's now Tyler Helping still due up. Helping still hits one on the ground, left side, field on the back hot by Lilly. Fires it to second in time for the force out. So Helping still reaching on the fielder's choice. Retires Alfaro for out number 1. As it's now Adam Peavy due up. Looks like a pinch runner here for Helping still. Can't quite get an eye on who it is, but Adam Peavy digs in. 2 for 3 here on opening day. Ball outside from Phillips. 1-0 is the count for Phillips facing Adam Peavy for the first time. Peavy 2 runs to his name with his 2 singles. 1-0 delivery from Phillips. Hit back up the middle. Will drop down in center field for Peavy. Going for third here is the runner who replaced Helping still, and he reaches safely at third base. A single for Adam Peavy has runners at the corners. Now Braden Sprinsel up to bat. Sprinsel on the day. A perfect 3 for 3 with a double in the first and 3 RBIs to his name here to start the 2026 season. Matthew Elizondo on deck. Third baseman Lilly playing in tight. Prestige holding the man at first. Bunt put down by Sprinsel. Play at the plate and not in time. A 11th run for the Bulldogs as the squeeze play allows a run to score from third. RBI single for Braden Sprinsel. Is now Adam Peavy on second after the bunt put down, scores a run. A run on 2 hits here in the 5th inning. Now Matthew Elizondo due up. 2 walks to his name, a run scored already. This 11-4 game. Phillips checking on the runner on second. Fly ball shot to the right side and foul. 0-1 the count now for Elizondo. The 0-1 count from Phillips to Elizondo outside, trying to pull it back into Chapman, but stays well outside. One 1. Long pause by Phillips. And the delivery hit straight back and fouled. Moves it to 1-2. 1-2 count now. Phillips takes a step off the mound and Elizondo adjusts the batting gloves as he digs back in. 1-2 count. Phillips looking to put away Elizondo. The 1-2 is slider, doesn't snap at all. Stays well outside, 2-2, and a throw down to Orozco trying to get Peavy napping at second. Keeps it at 2-2. Two here for Elizondo. Phillips checking on Peavy, who's dancing around at second. The delivery lifted right field and shoots foul as it ran out of room down the right side. Keeps it at 2-2. Two. Elizondo, the long pause by Phillips. Elizondo laces it left field, drops in front of McNair. Peavy rounding third and scoring, standing up, makes it 12-4 for the Bulldogs as they're trying for a run rule here on opening night. As it's been a long day for the TLU athletics staff, having to work the softball game before this and a long day tomorrow with both men's and women's hoops tomorrow here in Seguin. Back-to-back long days here as it's crossover season all around the nation. As it's now Caleb Small digging in after the RBI single by Elizondo. Strike one to Small. 2 runs across here in the 5th inning. Sprinsel on second, Elizondo on first, Caleb Small in the 0-1 count. And Phillips checking on the runners. Fly ball, center field charged on by McKenzie. Drops in front of him and everyone will reach safely. A single for Caleb Small loads the bags. Makes it Sprinsel on third, Elizondo on second, and Small on first. After back-to-back singles and time called by the Howard Payne coaching staff now. And draws attention to their bullpen, who has someone starting to warm up down there on the right field foul line. But as it seems, they haven't started throwing from the mound yet, so it'll be a bit longer before they are ready to go. Cole Craven's up to bat. And Ty Phillips will stay out there for the Yellow Jackets now. As it's Cole Craven's digging in. Michael Barrera on deck. And Cravens watches the first one from Phillips outside. Makes it a 1-0 count. Bases loaded for the Bulldogs. Looking for a big win here on opening day. The 1-0 from Phillips. Slider stays outside. He's not happy with the call. Bit of a groan before Chapman gets it back to him. Home plate umpires had a bit of a tight strike zone here on opening night. 2-0. 2 Cravens from Phillips. And just a little dribbler off the end of the bat. Another run scores on what will be essentially a sack. Little sack hit as Cravens gave himself up and allowed Sprinsel to score from third. Makes it 3 runs on 3 hits here in the 5th inning. Makes it a 13-4 game. 2 outs here in the 5th inning. Michael Barrera up to bat. Runners on 2nd and 3rd, and Barrera watches one slide below the knees. 1-0, Phillips. Leg kicks and fires. It goes below the knees once more for Barrera. 2-0 now. The man working in the Yellow Jackets bullpen starting to work off the mound. So Phillips on a short leash now. The 2-0 to Barrera catches the outer half of the zone. Strike one. Barrera on the day. 0 for 2 with a walk to his name. Walk came back in the 4th inning when the Bulldogs batted around. The 2-1 to Barrera stays outside, and Phillips is being squeezed and not happy with the strike zone here as he's in a 3-1 count to Barrera. Barrera, the number 9 batter, trying to just pass the baton to Chase Bourgeois. The 3-1 misses the zone again. Loads him again for the Bulldogs. And the scorebook starting to look a bit more hectic as we already had to go into this column once for Bourgeois. He was the 10th man up to bat last inning. Now we're going to go to the next column for Bourgeois already once more. The 8th man up for the Bulldogs here. Foul ball lost in the first base lights. 0-1 the count for Bourgeois now. Bases loaded. Barrera on first, Small on second, Elizondo on third. Bourgeois hits it to the left field side. That will make it 14-4, and 15-4 is 2-run score. A 2 RBI double for Bourgeois as 2 more runs come across here in the 5th inning. And the Bulldogs are pouring it on against the Yellow Jackets, and Phillips having a rough outing here on opening day. As now in back-to-back innings, the Bulldogs have batted around. As it's been a hit parade so far. A strike here to Caleb Alfaro. Barrera on third. Bourgeois on second. Alfaro at the dish. Lifts one left field, going for it. Behind his back is Lilly and makes the play for the 3rd and final out, but not before 5 runs come across here in the home half of the 5th. On a handful of hits once more. 2 left on. Bulldogs lead it 15-4 from Seguin.
As an MAT student, you are an athletic trainer, and I think that's something really cool that we get to experience.
We're pretty hands-on. Anything that like our preceptor asks us to do, like we're able to do. Going out to practices and traveling to games.
We're doing evals, looking at them, helping them with their rehab like protocols.
For me personally, I do a lot of like hands-on where I'm like speaking with the patients about how they feel. And so I feel like it's a lot of like one-on-one interactions.
Knowing that I'm going to go into the clinic every day and I don't know who's going to walk through the door and what their problem's going to be, and that I get to be the one that tells them like, hey, this is what's wrong, but I can also help you, so here's a solution.
2, 3, and 4 due up for the Yellow Jackets as they're down 15-4. Strike one to Josh Lilly from Parker Shoot. Done well since replacing Isaiah Ramirez, who went 3+ innings of work. Now Shoot being squeezed on the strike zone. Ball 1-1 now the count. Here to Josh Lilly. 0 for 2 on the day, a walk and a strikeout to the third baseman. Lifts this one left field. A screamer going back deep left field off the base of the wall. And Lilly rounds for a second but holds halfway and retreats back to first on the quick throw back into the infield. So Lilly, a screamer, could have been a double but decided to play it safe and stay at first. Now Houston Cornish digging in for the Yellow Jackets. Playing right field today for Howard Payne. Has the Lilly on first. Delivery from Shoot is outside. 1-0 the count. Shoot checking on Lilly. The 1-0 delivery from Shoot. Check swing foul down the third base line. Moves it to 1-1. Here for Houston Cornish. 0 for 3 on the day. A line out and a couple of flyouts to his name so far. Through 3 at-bats for the right fielder. Shoot checks on the runner of first. Checks once more before he delivers the 1-1. Swung on through for strike 2 for Cornish. And Shoot working ahead in the count. And as we've seen all night so far, the Bulldogs pitchers have an opportunity to work ahead. They've been able to set down the Yellow Jackets. The 1-2 from Shoot. Rolled over foul. Keeps it at 1-2. 1-2. The count. For Parker Shoot. 1-2 delivery. Another check on Lilly at first. Long pause by Shoot. The 1-2 delivery. Lifted. Back straight foul. Keeps it at 1-2. As Yump gets some new balls from the TLU dugout. And Shoot. The 1-2 count facing Houston Cornish. Gone 0 for 3 on the day as mentioned. Time called at the dish. Forces Shoot to take a walk behind the mound. And Cornish digs back in, taps the dish with the bat, brings it to his shoulder, and he's ready to go for the 1-2 pitch. From Shoot. Swung on through, a strikeout for Shoot. His second of his outing. Retires Josh Lilly, and Houston Cornish retired. Brings up Landon Prestige, who on the day so far, 2 for 3. 2 singles and a ground out to his name. Hasn't been able to get past second base since back in the 4th inning when he scored. In a 1-0 count after he watches the first one miss the zone. Prestige, the first baseman today for the Yellow Jackets. 1-0. Prestige awaits. Grounds it left side. Dribbles foul. As Sprinzel grabs it, foul, and opts to just throw it into the dugout and allows Shoot to grab a new ball. 1-1 count for Shoot versus Prestige. 1-1, 1 out. Here in the top of the sixth inning, this one's lifted a mile high. Going for it is Sprinsel and Cravens, and running out of room, and will drop foul left of the stands. Moves it to 1-2 for Landon Prestige from Gainesville, Texas, the senior. And Shoot toes the rubber once more in the 1-2 count. One away, runner on first. Delivery from Shoot, just high. Moves to the 2-2 count. Here for Parker Shoot, native of Arlington. Looking for a double play ball to retire the Yellow Jackets here in the sixth. The 2-2 below the knees makes it a full count. And now a question of, does Lily try to take off for second even though they're down a handful of runs in a 15-4 game and just one away? Payoff pitch. Another strikeout for Shoot, his third of his outing. For the second out here in the sixth inning, as it's now Colby Chapman up to bat. Chapman, 1 for 3 so far. A double back in the fifth inning and a run in that fifth inning as well. It's a strike swinging for strike one. Chapman's grounded out and flew out his other two at-bats. In an 0-1 count here. Shoot checks on Lily and delivers the 0-1. Breaking ball in the dirt, and Craven stops it. Keeps it close enough to keep Lily from advancing. Chapman, 1-1. Hands held high, open stance. Shoot. Check of Lily. Delivers the 1-1. Grounder left side. Shoots foul. Sprinsel gave it a look. Shoot taking a long walk around the mound before he climbs back atop once more. Chapman, tap of the bat on the dish. Ready for the 1-2 count. Grounded again, foul, third base side. McNair on deck. Pope in the hole for the Yellow Jackets in a 2-2, 2 outs. Top of the sixth inning, 15-4 game. Bulldogs lead it. 2-2, delivery from Shoot. Fly ball, right field. Going for it is Helpenstill, and he will field it for the third and final out. No runs on a hit. One left on. Bulldogs lead it 15-4 as we head to the home half of the sixth here on Flow Sports.
Ready?
TLU men's basketball team. And you're watching Old Dog with New Tricks.
I chose TLU because I like the one-on-one that I get with my professors.
Being able to talk to all the professors one-on-one, they're definitely helpful in deciding like what I can do with my degree and then how to get into those different fields.
I liked the tour of the campus. Like I liked seeing how everything was really close together. Our classes now from like first year and second year are all in the lab, so we have our own like space that we can go to for studying.
Well, I chose TLU because I had met some people who were in the program and they told me some good things about it. It's a smaller school, so I feel like I was going to get more of that one-on-one type of learning.
I get to, be more hands-on with patients and more engaged with my preceptors and my professors and my classmates as well.
Cody Moore's now atop the mound for the Yellow Jackets, replacing Trace Phillips. Ty Phillips make that. Moore's a sophomore pitcher from Alpine, Texas. Went to Alpine High School out there in West Texas. Moore's 5 2/3 innings of work in his freshman season last year, an ERA of 14.29 in 6 appearances, gave up 9 earned runs. Opponents batted .375 against him in his freshman campaign. Now set to face 3, 4, and 5 of the Bulldogs. Helping still Peavy and Sprinsel. Helping still on the day was pinch ran for by number 8, Aiden Spires. Spires watches the first one outside from Morse. Spires replaced Helpin Still after he reached on a fielder's choice last inning. The 1-0 lifted a mile high by Spires. Going for it is Lilly in foul territory. Camps under it for the first out. Retires Spires in 2 pitches. As it's now Adam Peavy up to bat. Peavy 3 for 4 on the day. The first baseman, all 3 singles, and resulting in 3 runs for the Bulldogs. So he's accounted for a 5th of their 15 runs. Yo from Morse. Hit back up the middle. Morse has to go to the ground. And lays out of the way, a single for Peavy. Makes it a 4 for 5 day so far for the big first baseman. Mr. Consistency all night long so far. Just continuing to get on base for the Bulldogs. Now Braden Sprinsel due up. Sprinsel also having a good opening day. 3 hits to his name. Gets that one over the head of a jumping Prestige. Going for 3 now is Peavy, and he will take a big turn and be held at third, but a double for Sprinsel as the Bulldogs pounding it on here in the later half of the game. Sprinsel on second, Peavy on third, and now Matthew Elizondo digging in. One of the Howard Payne coaches now giving signs from the dugout down the first base line of how to position here against Elizondo. Third baseman pulled in tight, just a step in the infield dirt. Delivery from Morse. Lifted left field. Tagging is Peavy, and he will run home and score run number 16 for the Bulldogs on the sac fly RBI for Matthew Elizondo, and out number 2. But an RBI nonetheless scores Peavy. A run on 2 hits here so far in the 6th inning. Currently in run rule territory. The Bulldogs lead it 16-4. As we're here in the bottom of the 6th, 2 outs. Caleb Small watches the first one from Morris in the dirt. Makes it 0-1 for the center fielder. Had a nice nifty grab in center field earlier on in the game to retire the side of the Yellow Jackets. A 1-0 count. Sprinsel on second. Right side of the infield playing for the pole. And time called as Small will step out of the batter's box and now digs back in, ready to face Cody Morris. 1-0 count for the center fielder. Small waves on through. A bit upset with his timing there. Seemed like he thought it would have gone there a bit quicker. Likely thinking fastball and looked like a bit off speed pitch. 1-1 now for Small. From Morris. Checking on Sprinsel. The 1-1. Two-seam action runs outside. Goes to 2-1. Cole Craven's on deck. Morris likes what he sees. Checks on Sprinsel before the delivery of the 2-1. Waved on through by Small. Just got under it. 2-2 count now. 2 outs. Here the home half of the 6th. Bulldogs lead it 16-4. Time called once more by Caleb Small as he will take the helmet off and readjust the batting gloves. Readjust the hair as well before putting the helmet back on. Grabs some dirt, rubs it around in the hands. He's ready to go for the 2-2 count. Facing Cody Morris. Replace Ty Phillips. 2-2. Phillips was replaced by Morris, and he delivers. Swung on through a strikeout for Caleb Small. Goes down swinging. 1 run on 2 hits, 1 left on for the Bulldogs. They lead it 16-4 through 6 full innings right here on Flow Sports.
As an MAT student, you are an athletic trainer, and I think that's something really cool that we get to experience.
We're pretty hands-on. Anything that like our preceptor asks us to do, like we're able to do. Going out to practices and traveling to games.
We're doing evals, looking at them, helping them with their rehab like protocols.
For me personally, I do a lot of like hands-on where I'm like speaking with the patients about how they feel. And so I feel like it's a lot of like one-on-one interactions.
Knowing that I'm gonna go into the clinic every day and I don't know who's gonna walk through the door and what their problem's gonna be, and that I get to be the one that tells them like, hey, this is what's wrong, but I can also help you, so here's a solution.
Play harder.
And the go-ahead run comes across. Bulldogs on top.
Respect everyone.
Play hard, but play fair.
Cheer for your team, not against the visiting team.
Respect opposing players, coaches, and fans.
This is the SCAC.
New pitcher on the mound for the Bulldogs, Mark Austria, the sophomore from Round Rock, attended Stony Point High School, replaces Parker Shute. Austria coming in at 5'5", 155 to his name. The sophomore getting ready to face 6, 7, and 8 of the Yellow Jackets, McNair, Pope, and Morosco, set to face Austria. Austria last season, an inning in a third, in just one appearance, ERA of 13.5. He gave up 2 runs in that lone appearance. McNair gets out of the way of the first pitch from Austria. McNair on the season, on the night, make that 1 for 2. Reached on error and a walk so far. A single and a run scored back in the 4th. Pitch from Austria down below the knees. 2-0 now quickly to McNair. Pope on deck. Morosco in the hole for the Yellow Jackets as they look to extend this one. Currently in run rule status. 16-4. Fouled off by McNair. Yellow Jackets held quiet through the first 3 innings. Then they scored 3 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, and quiet again in the 6th. Now we're in the 7th. The Yellow Jackets need some runs to keep this one going. The 2-1 from Austria. Two-seam action catches the bottom of the zone, makes it 2-2 against McNair. Austria peers in, gets the sign. Working from the stretch in the first base side of the rubber. Deep breath, lifts the leg and fires, catches the outer half of the zone, and at the knees of McNair, sets him down. First strikeout of the season for Austria. The backwards K for McNair. And Yellow Jackets 2 outs away from an opening day loss as Hunter Pope digs in the DH. 1 for 3 on the day as it's a pinch hitter here for Hunter Pope. Listed as Skylar Fields, a junior infielder, in a 1-0 count here against Mark Austria. Big leg kick by Austria and fires. Misses his own, makes it 2-0 for Fields. No stats on his record. Austria boasts a big leg kick. He'll do it right here. The 2-0 delivery. Fouled back, makes it 2-1. Two-one count. Mark Austria trying to go 3 up and 3 down here in the 7th inning. Trying to send Howard Payne packing quickly. Slow dribbler charged on by Bourgeois. Fires to Peavy in time for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down quickly for the Yellow Jackets. As it's now Ben Morosco due up for Howard Payne. Morosco 0 for 2 on the day with a walk and a strikeout to his name, as well as a ground out back in the 3rd. Austria legs, kicks, and fires. Ball outside to Morosco. Austria with the eccentric wind up as he works from the stretch. The 1-0 delivery inside. Does the full spin around after the delivery. Moves it to 2-0. Two-0 count. Austria. Couple of toe taps before he sets. Legs, kicks, and fires. Makes it 3-0. In danger of walking Morosco here with 2 outs. And Jace McKenzie on deck. No wind influencing fly balls anymore. After it was blowing in from the south earlier on. The 3-0 from Austria. Watching all the way for a strike is Morosco. Makes it 3-1. The second baseman today. Ahead in the count. 3-1. Austria lifts the leg and fires. 3-1, waved on through by Morosco. Full count now, 2 outs. And Austria looking to retire the Yellow Jackets. Austria, couple of toe pumps. Sets at the belt. Brings it under the chin and fires the 3-2 well outside. Gets by Cravens, extends the inning for Howard Payne. After the walk given up to Morosco. McKenzie, 2 for 2 on the day. 2 singles, RBI back in the 4th, and a walk in the 5th. Looking to just pass the baton here for Howard Payne. As it started 2 up and 2 down for the Yellow Jackets. Then a walk for Morosco. Austria delivers inside to the lefty McKenzie. Morosco on first. No one holding him on. And Austria fires the 1-0. Goes inside. 2-0 now, and Austria wanted that one. Thought he found the strike zone. As mentioned, it's been a bit of a narrow strike zone today from the home plate umpire. 2-0. Morosco, one hand towards first, just in case the 2-0 finds the outer black for strike 1. 2-1 is the count for Mark Austria. Austria delivers the 2-1, fouled back and left towards the TLU dugout. Evens the count at 2-2 with 2 outs. If you're a believer of the saying, no hits happen on 2-2, you're hoping it to go the opposite here. If you're a Howard Payne fan, for TLU, you're hoping that holds true. 2-2 delivery from Austria. And it is just above the letters upstairs. The at-bat will continue for McKenzie. Austria peers at Morosco. No one holding him at first, though. Payoff pitch from Austria. Runners moving. Fly ball left side, shoots foul. We'll do the payoff pitch once more. Austria takes a walk behind the mound. McKenzie digs back in. And Austria, one last check of Morosco. The 3-2. Deep breath, delivery. And it is upstairs. Another pass of the baton after back-to-back walks for the Yellow Jackets. Morosco on second, McKenzie on first. Ghulam Hussein now up to bat. He's had himself a night where he could have had multiple RBIs, but just at the last minute, they always slice foul down the left field line. Still on the night. 2 walks. Make that 2 for 4 day. An RBI to his name. Chopper, Austria charges on. Fields it and fires to first. Not in time, says the first base umpire as the throw pulled Peavy off the bag. That loads the bases for a hit for Ghulam Hussein. Adds to his hit total and loads the bases. Ghulam Hussein on first. McKenzie on second. Morosco on third for Josh Lilly. Lilly 1 for 3 on the day with a walk and a strikeout to his name. The hit came back in the 6th inning. And now Austria just trying to stop the game. Swung on through by Lilly for strike 1. Cornish on deck. Pastage in the hole. Infield playing back as well as the outfield. No doubles defense, the 0-1. Austria sets and fires. Fouled straight back, quickly 0-2. And Lilly in the hole. Austria takes a breath before he toes the rubber once more. Lilly digs in, straight up stance. Few waves of the bat before he's set. The 0-2, Austria. Leg kicks and fires. Chopper left side, gets by a diving Bourgeois. 1 run will score for Howard Payne and make it 2, makes it a 16-6 game here in the 7th inning. Bulldogs still lead by 10 after the hit by Lilly on the 2 RBI single. Scored Marasco and McKenzie. Now Ghulam Hussein on second, Lilly on first. 2 runs across here in the inning. And Austria just looking to set down the Yellow Jackets here in the 7th. Delivery from Austria is well outside. 1-0 the count for Cornish. No hits to start off the inning. And then Ghulam Hussein and Lilly, back-to-back hits, have scored 2 runs. 1-0 delivery from Austria. 2-seam action, runs outside. 2-0 is the count. Cornish quiet all game long. Could extend this one with a big hit here for Howard Payne. 2-0. Austria fires inside. Now Austria in trouble of loading the bases once more. Looks like no movement. Maybe some people stirring in the Bulldogs bullpen. Well, this is all Austria's inning now. 3-0. Austria sets. Couple of leg pumps. Delivers. Outside, and another walk for Austria. Loads them. This is all Austria's inning right now. No coach going out to save him. Ghulam Hussein on third. Lilly on second. Cornish on first after the walk. Now it's Landon Prestige up to bat. 2 for 4 on the day. 1 strikeout to his name and time called. As now the TLU coaches go and talk it over with Mark Austria. Already 30 pitches to his name. And just 2/3 innings of work. He's already faced 7 batters this inning alone. Home plate umpire going to break out the meeting. Austria now having to get out of this inning one way or the other. Whether it's with the win for the Bulldogs or if it goes into the home half of the 7th and Bulldogs have an opportunity to possibly walk it off. Delivery from Austria is outside, and Cravens with a good stop, keeping Ghulam Hussein on third. Austria dealing with some control issues right now in a 1-0 count after giving up a walk to Cornish. The 1-0 hit straight back to Austria, and he gets it over to first in time for the 3rd and final out of tonight's game. The Bulldogs win opening day 16-6 on the back of 19 hits, 16 runs. Howard Payne, 12 hits on 6 runs. And that will do it from all of us at TLU. The Bulldogs win it. The finals once more, 16-6. And until next time, so long from all of us here at TLU from right here on Flow Sports.
Flow Sports has changed the game. We created the essential destination NCAA fans deserve.